Hi, this is Luke with the Gamer, and I'm bringing you a beginner's guide to Saints Row. Saints Row is another fun installment in the iconic series. It contains a lot of the wackiness of the previous games, but it brings plenty of new ideas to the table. In fact, overall it's quite a bit different from all its predecessors. As such, even a die-hard Saints Row fan like myself isn't able to jump into the game and be a master right off the bat. Therefore, every type of player would benefit from knowing a few tips and tricks before they enter the beautiful Santo Ileso. To that end, here are a bunch of things that should help you out during the early hours of the game. Takedowns are a key feature of Saints Row's combat. With one button press, they allow you to kill any unarmored enemy. Plus, you regain health every time you perform these fancy moves. However, you can't just keep hitting enemy after enemy with takedowns, as there is a cooldown period after you unleash one, and it isn't the shortest cooldown in gaming history, so it's best to save one for when you require health, since there's no time for your HP to refill while you're in combat. Alternatively, if there's an enemy with a particularly dangerous weapon, it might be worth using a takedown on them to remove the hazard. Shortly after the game introduces you to Santo Ileso and lets you free roam the place, you'll get a new app called Wanted. Your allies tell you that you can use this to partake in some assassination missions, and they're worth doing, particularly early on as you make a decent amount of money for each kill, more than you'll make for most main missions as well. And they're actually more exciting than you may expect. After all, it isn't just about going somewhere and shooting someone, they can be a lot more creative than that. For instance, one has you competing in a monster truck battle. At the beginning of the game, you'll own a pistol and a rifle. You have access to different guns on certain missions, and they're fine weapons, but it's not quite a large arsenal. While playing through the game, you might expect to acquire more automatically. However, unlike many games like this, there are no weapons to find, and enemies don't drop them. You only occasionally get one as a mission reward. This is why it's beneficial to occasionally visit a friendly fire store and buy your own when you have the money. If you don't, you'll spend several hours with just the two starting weapons and maybe an RPG. A mechanic originally introduced in Saints Row III also comes back in this one, which is the ability to jump into the driver's seat of a vehicle. To do this, simply sprint towards a car and hit the button you usually use to enter a vehicle. It's a visually stunning move to pull off, but it's very practical as well. After all, it's a lot faster than entering a car normally, so it's great for when you're being chased by rival gang members or the police, and you can also glide into cars with your wingsuit if you want to look even more impressive. Heading towards oncoming traffic is certainly not something you want to do in real life. However, in the Saints Row world, driving on the wrong side of the road nets you some XP. Admittedly, you don't get much at a time, but while playing the game you'll spend plenty of time driving, so you may as well earn some XP while you do it. Of course, if you find yourself continually crashing into other cars, maybe reckless driving isn't for you. If you're able to dodge the oncoming vehicles though, it can serve as a welcome source of bonus experience, and it's particularly helpful earlier in the game when you need as much XP as possible. Saints Row doesn't make it clear that it has a fast travel system, but there is one. From the map, you can teleport to specific locations such as your apartment or hideout. However, your home is the only fast travel location you'll have at the start of the game. This is because you have to manually unlock the rest. There are landmarks on the map that serve as fast travel points as long as you take a picture of them. To find them, you have to come within their vicinity to make them appear on the map. Therefore, if you don't feel like walking or driving everywhere, you should seek them out. As with any open world game, a big part of the fun is roaming around the sandbox the game provides. And when Saints Row gives you free access to Santo Ileso, that might be what you want to do. While there's nothing wrong with exploring the beautiful world at this point, don't completely ignore the story. After all, when you get deeper into the narrative, several more activities get added to the map, most coming after you unlock criminal ventures. As a result, it's more fun to roam around once you've played through a bunch of the missions. So that's all the advice we have to help you take over Santo Ileso. Thanks for watching, and check out thegamer.com for more.